Now on 7, President Joe Biden is calling for all hands on deck as winter weather impacts vaccine delivery. So right now I'm outside the Greenville County Courthouse where later this morning we'll learn the bond amount set for Jerry Robinson. We have confirmed in the last half hour that a man was shot and killed here early this morning. Details are still slim on this crash along Highway 81 this morning. It's a pretty difficult sight to see. I'm going to step out of the way and I'm going to show you and I'm going to talk you through what we've seen so far this morning. And a judge denied bond for a man who is accused of killing a school teacher during a chase in Spartanburg County. Temperatures will reach the 90s with heat indices in the triple digits. But take a look at the back window of this car. Officials are now warning the indoor temperatures inside cars can get dangerously hot. So take a look at where I am right now. I'm in a low-lying area by water. Well, when all that rain collects, it's going to flow downhill, and areas like this one are prone to see an increased risk for flooding and flash flooding. We're seeing some showers passing through, of course. I'm going to flip the camera around and give you all watching TV a little look at what we're seeing out on the roads right now. Dennis Fowler says so far there have been 6 fatalities in Cherokee County since the chute was implemented as part of the I-85 widening project. You can see the tire marks through the grass along the side of the road, leading up to where the skid marks appear on the road, followed by those orange spray paint markers leading up to the coroner's office vehicle and the broken tree up ahead. 5 victims and 1 suspected gunman are dead. Another man is in the hospital following that deadly mass shooting at a Rock Hill home on Wednesday. Chaser the Border Collie had a vocabulary larger than any other non-human animal in history, and now a statue dedicated to her and her trainer lives right here in downtown Spartanburg. Health leaders recommend keeping at least 6 feet of space between you and the person next to you. And if you have to cough, cough into your elbow. And make sure you wash your hands with warm soapy water for at least 20 seconds or use hand sanitizer. Now the big game is tomorrow and it's big business for area bars. 7 News' Olivia Parsons tells us how the bars are prepping in the middle of the pandemic. Well, Ben, to give you an idea of just how bad the destruction is, I'm coming to you live from the other side of the apartment building. There used to be a brick wall, a home right in front of us and between you and me right now. And as the camera zooms out, you'll get a better idea of just how severe that damage was. Well, Ben, traffic is flowing again. And if I can get my photographer, Jason, to pan over, you can see that they have been able to reopen 1 lane of 85 business northbound. But take a look at that Camry on the back of the tow truck. That's one of 5 vehicles involved in this accident. Now, this is just south of Exit 3. That's New Cut Road. That's actually the detour for the 85 business closures. Now, Jason, can I get you to pan back over to your left? I'm going to show you guys a little bit more of what we're seeing here on scene. So take a look at this box truck right here. That's another vehicle involved in the crash. And then behind it, you can see a white sedan. Well, there are 2 cars actually back there. There's another car crunched up against the back of that sedan. And then there's also that white Toyota Tacoma that came through the fence along the side of the road. Now, I have been told by firefighters here on scene that there were 4 or 5 people taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, so no fatalities in this big accident along Interstate 85 business northbound, but there were several injuries. Of course, Westview Fair Forest Fire Department is on scene helping clean things up. They have, like I said, reopened 1 lane of northbound traffic, and those cars are off going to the detour at Exit 3. And then Highway Patrol is on scene as well, investigating exactly what happened and what caused this crash to occur. Now, when I was talking with Highway Patrol earlier, before any of this happened today, they did say that people might be having some trouble adjusting to the new traffic pattern with the closure of a portion of 85 business. And I can't say if this is related to that, but you know, this is a crash right near the detour exit. So over the next several minutes, as soon as I get off air with you all, I'm actually going to go and try to collect more information on this crash and try to bring you the latest details. We'll have it on air and online at WSPA.com. For now, live in Spartanburg, Henry Coburn, 7 News. People come here to Clennon's Rosemont Cemetery to visit loved ones. But for some, the operation of a nearby incinerator puts a damper and a bad odor on those visits. Each day, twice a day, Lance Freeman gets in his car and makes the commute to visit his wife.
I miss her terribly. She was my best friend.
Michelle Freeman passed away from cancer in March. For Freeman, the visits are just what you do after 26 years of marriage.
And my wife would say 26 long years.
Only a few hundred yards from where Freeman visits his wife each day lies Clennon's incinerator. In operation since 2012, the facility is used to dispose of animal carcasses and contraband confiscated by law enforcement. Just a few weeks ago, the most recent inspection from the Departments of Health and Environmental Control found the facility was also being used to burn police files and chemical bags from the nearby water treatment plant, violating the facility's permit. The state also found other violations, including a lack of checks on the temperature of the crematory, a lack of training records, and the state found the operator failed to record visual inspections of the unit's emissions as the permit requires. Freeman says he and others who visit loved ones in Rosemont want the facility moved.
You don't want to smell the smell of burning animals in the air when you come to visit your loved one. It's just unbefitting.
This week, Freeman says he met with city officials to see what could be done.
And we talked for about an hour. They listened to my complaints, they were my concerns, and they were very open to listening to all that. A recommendation or suggestion was to possibly move this to another location. And so they're looking into that, and hopefully by January, maybe they'll have an answer whether they can do that.
For now, Freeman says he will continue to try to raise awareness of the incinerator's location with the hopes of rehoming it eventually. In Clinton, Henry Coburn, 7 News. Now, you can think of light mapping sort of like a movie theater. There will be a big projector throwing images onto a screen, but instead of a silver screen, the images will be projected onto the historic Lawrence County Courthouse right here in downtown. This is a rendering of what the light show will look like. It will debut in coordination with a fireworks show for Lawrence Lights the Night on July 3rd. The city has been posting clues about it online since April.
There's been speculation about everything from new industry to a steakhouse to variations on 4th of July shows. It's been sort of fun to see what people are speculating about.
The city's Independence Day celebration will also feature food and live music, but it's believed the light show will be the big draw.
That's something to talk about there, yeah.
This technology is the first of its kind in the upstate. Lawrence leaders think this puts their celebration on par with much bigger cities like Charlotte.
I think Lawrence is a great community, and our downtown is a beautiful asset, and where we can show off our community and add to the culture of the upstate as a whole, I think that's a brilliant opportunity for us.
The purchase of the technology was made possible by leftover money from COVID-19 cancellations in 2020. And now that the city owns the equipment, leaders are planning to use it for future celebrations.
It seemed like a good opportunity to make an investment in some one-time infrastructure that isn't just good for the 3rd of July. It can be used for all sorts of events throughout the year.